Hello, good morning. In this episode of my podcast, it's just my honest opinion on the country situation. I share my raw truth and unfiltered thoughts on the state of our country, from fading moral values to leadership failure. I'll break down the real issues affecting us today. So, let's dive into this. So, decline moral values despite the rise of religion and spirituality. So, Nigeria has been on the rise of moral value decline for some years now. Nobody, even though people are religious, people go to church, go to mosques, pray, but there is this popularity of people with less moral values that is aligned with those religion and spirituality. I don't know if our religiosity is just for people to see, but if you look around you, especially maybe I'll just tell you sometimes go on TikTok Nigeria, you'll see people with rubbish way of life. Like you see people, some people talk anyhow, some people just post things and thinking they are right in their own way somehow. And everybody has their own opinion, but this is getting out of hands now in Nigeria. So moving on, our leaders are a reflection of our society because they come from us. So what I've learned to understand in the past from in my experience so far is that our leaders are not our problem. We ourselves are the problem. We are the problem because at the end of the day, those leaders were once ordinary Nigerians before they became politicians or whatever. So we need to look inward. Each person need to go inside and reflect on who they really are before demanding for their leaders to do right. Because how will you hold your leader accountable if indoors your way of life is not different from what they do? So then moving on, the lack of selfless sacrifice for the greater good. So the thing I remember is that nobody is willing to sacrifice for the next generation. The generation before us did it. Now we are doing it. It's not a lie. Nobody is willing to sacrifice. Everybody is. What I see is that there is this something I want to reference to. There are some mothers where they like to let me speak broken English. They like to chop life, go out to party instead of being with their family and sacrificing all those moments for their family. So there are some type of mothers where they do it too much, whereby they even like at some point they enjoy the life of their upcoming children together with their own. Together with their own. Sometimes when you go out, just try to go out early in the morning and you will see how things are in this country. You see how people go out on daily basis to party, right? People go out on a daily basis, like on it. Okay, for example, in my area, whenever I'm going out to jog, because I used to jog in the morning, so whenever I'm going out to jog, you know, all the hotels, bar, you see people there, like people that have been there from like yesterday night up till today's morning. Like it's too much. It's too much. We just want to chop life, and nobody is really willing to solve problem. So and another thing is Nigeria is our home, but as Nigeria truly as Nigeria ever truly serve us as people. Like me, for example, looking at my journey through life, Nigeria has not really served me. The only time I can say, okay, I received something from Nigerian government and I received this thing. They said the amount, this is the amount they are going to give me, and that's the amount they give me. Was during the time I was writing my WAEC. So during that time of WAEC, around that, I think it's 2015. So the government say they are not paying the subsidy. The government used to subsidize WAEC back then. So I think they tried to cancel it from that year, and later they reconsidered that, okay, we are going to pay. And how much did they pay to? It's 11,000 naira. Right. Although the 11,000 did something for me, because that time 11,000 is not a small money around that time too as well. Because I remember I used that 11,000 for something that makes sense. But that's the only thing I can say Nigeria has done for me as a country. Despite me, okay, even right now I work, I pay tax, but Nigeria has not really done anything for me. And I'm sure that I'm not the only person. So this one is more of a moral lesson. So it's best to stay neutral and listen to both sides first. So if someone come to you and the person say some things, like maybe talk to you about another person and the issue they have, it is better to stay neutral first. Listen from both sides. If you know the both sides, that's even the best. Listen from both sides first. Because if you pick a side and it turns out that when the other party now tell you what happened, right? And it is now possible that the first person to tell you about what happened is the one at fault. You are in a big problem if you have already picked the first person's side. So stay neutral. That's the best approach sometimes. So I think this one is more of 2025 warning. 2025 is going to be a huge year with a lot of things to be unpacked, right? Unexpected events will happen in this year, and it's normal. But 2025 one is stay prepared, stay cheesed, So I don't know who need to hear this. Stop saying I don't know. Start asking how can I know. So stop saying I don't know. Ask how can I know. Anything you don't know, ask how can I know. So and update, the CBN has decided to increase ATM charge. So they said the new charge as follows: on us transaction withdrawal at your bank's ATM, no charge. Not on us transaction withdrawals at another bank ATM. On-site ATMs, 100 naira per 20,000 withdrawal. Off-site ATM, 100 naira per 20,000 withdrawal, plus a surcharge of 500. The surcharge will be displayed on your ATM screen before transaction approval. So, what I would just say is it not Nigerians? They will adapt. The problem with us as Nigerians is that we adapt too much. Adaptation is our big problem. It's no more an adaptation right now. It's now becoming addiction. MTN came. They increased their tariffs for data plans from 1,500 or 2,000 to 6,000 naira. That's almost 200% or 300% increment. Now, the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria too, now decide that they want to increase ATM charge. I mean, if that is not enough, I get it. They don't want people to withdraw their money anyhow. I think that's why they are doing this. That's one of the things that is keeping the inflation down, right? And if I look at Nigeria too as well, I would say it's best move because people are just wasting money these days. Now, like people waste a lot of money these days in this country. You will see people flaunting too much money, going to clubs, buying things that are unnecessary. So it's a move to counter inflation of people who spend money anyhow, spend money lavishly, or let's say people who spend money in parties and all that. It's a good move if that is their motive. But at the end of the day, Nigerians will suffer this. But what are we still going to do? We are going to adapt. And it's now becoming an addiction for Nigeria to adapt to whatever the government brings. Government make different policies and they expect us to just suck it all up and move on. I mean, it's just like the government don't even know the implication of this. It's like them being slave masters to the citizens, where you don't want any decisions you make as government to be questioned by a citizen. If people talk too much, they'll be arrested, they'll be jailed and all that. So it's a very bad situation for us and the government as well, because people no longer trust the government. Okay. CBN released all this. Why? What is the reason why you have to increase and there is surcharge of 500 naira? And it's not as if maybe it's a once charge. It is by transaction, because surcharge of off-site ATM is crazy. So that is it on today's episode. It's just an honest opinion on the situation right now, 2025. will hit us with unexpected events, and hopefully we'll survive, right? Hopefully we'll survive the year. Thank you very much for tuning into this episode today. I really appreciate you guys for listening to my show, even though I know most of the voice I've dropped in the past. Yeah, I'm getting better. Thank you very much. I'm getting better, and as time as going forward, it will improve, right? And we'll go from there. Thank you very much. Stay blessed, stay cheesed, and very important, stay humble. Goodbye.